Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to be proceeding now with our design. We've now covered the first four components, and we're going to be building upon the components or the concepts that have been introduced in designing the previous components, in designing slightly challenging or a little bit advanced components that we have. And here we have got component number 6. I'm skipping component number 5 because once you can design component number 6, the concepts associated with component number 6 enables us to design component number 5. So component number 6 is of importance to me because we have got a number of components or concepts that we are going to be introducing. In other words, we're going to be introducing some other tools that we have not yet explored in the first 4 components. Alright, so how are we going to be designing this component? First of all, we'll just design the speared base. This base of this component looks like a spear, and then I'll design the features on top, which is a mirror of each other, and then lastly I'm just going to be drilling this component, and that's it. So let's dive in and design this component. Okay, so I'm going to be designing this thing from the top. In this case, as you can see, we are going to be viewing from the top. It's going to be easy designing this component from the top. So in my ProE, I am going to be selecting the top plane, and then I'm going to get into the sketch mode. So how am I going to design the speared base? I am going to make these outer circles, 3 outer circles, and then we'll be able to connect these circles with some tangents. And then lastly, I'm going to be designing the rectangle, remove what I need to remove or trim what I need to trim, and then extrude this component to a depth of 12 as seen in this component. Alright, so let me make those 3 circles. So let me put the first circle not here. Let me put the first circle at this point. And I want you to see that these 3 circles, exterior circles, they are of the same diameter. So once highlighted R and R or constrained to the same radius, I can click OK. And I'm going to put another one here, R and R. I can click also OK. And that is done. I'll click done. I'll select everything, highlight everything, and we'll modify the values. So what is the size of this circle? Now let's check again from this component here. The size of this outer circles have got a radius of 18, which means we have got a diameter of 36. So I just put 36 right there. Now what about this distance? Center to center distance. Center to center distance is what? Now center to center distance is this distance, which is 64. So I'll just put 64 right there. Now dimensions are very important when it comes to this. What about this distance here? Let's also check in the diagram. This whole distance is 92, so that means from here to the center is 92 divided by 2, which is 46. So now let's go back here. This is 46. 46. And lastly, we have got here another 46. 46 gives us 92, 64, and then 36, which is the diameter. Let's regenerate this and see if we've got a perfect diagram which is symmetric about this vertical axis. Okay, that's it. Now we need to put some tangents. So I'm going to put a line, but I'm going to be designing this one using this option of making a line between, which is tangential to 2 entities. Yes, so I want tangent between this circle and this circle. So once highlighted there in blue, that means it has created a tangential point highlighted in blue. There I can click OK, and I want another tangent between this circle and not from that end, from here to there. That's a good one again, and then from here to here. That's a good one. Perfect. So that's it. That has been designed properly. Now I want to create the rectangular part of this spade base. What are the dimensions here? So the dimensions of this rectangular base is 12 plus 22 plus 12. In other words, it's 22 plus 24, which is 46. That's the length. What about this distance right here? This distance is what? Now this distance will be 38 minus 18, which is the radius, which gives me 20. So that is a 46 by 20 rectangle. Okay. Now let's put it. Now let me switch back to the line option, and I'm going to create a rectangle. I'm going to do that using the line option. Now I think I've done a number of things right here. Alright, let me select this, and that's it. Try to modify these values. We said this is 46 and this is 20, and definitely this will be half of 46, which is 23, and my rectangle is now perfectly symmetric. Okay, now let me erase or delete some unwanted segments. Selecting the trim option or the delete segment option, I'm going to be highlighting all those things. Alright, let's delete that, delete that, and I think I've got a perfect spade here. I have a perfect spade. Yes, I don't think there is any entry that has not been unwanted entry that has been left out. So if you're happy like I am, I'll click done, and I'm going to extrude this base to a distance of 12, like we had said before. Like we had highlighted before. Let me just change, let me put it below, right there. Yes, let me just click right there to 12, and then I am done. Wow, perfect spade right there. Okay, now what's left now? Let's make these features here, one of it, and then we're going to mirror it about the central plane that we have in there. So we need to make some references and put this circle. I'm going to make this exterior circle. Now the exterior circle has got a radius of 16, which is in other words the diameter of 32. Let's make this circle. So I'm going to create this face right here, and then I'll enter the sketch mode. I'm going to enter the sketch mode, and then I'm going to sketch. I'm going to make some references because I need the center of my circle is lying at this component, this edge, and I can make a number of references so that I can be able to use them. Doesn't hurt to make a number of references so that we don't have to keep selecting the references tools again. Let me create a circle. Circle lies, the center lies here, and we said it has got a diameter of 32, and this distance becomes what? Definitely this distance becomes the radius, which is 16 from here to this edge. So I need a 16. Perfect is when created a tangent right there. I'm happy. Now I'm going to be creating a line somewhere. Going to dimension it later on. Creating a tangent right there, and then I'm also going to be creating this part tangential. Yes, once highlighted T there, shows that's a tangent. Now this has not been properly done. Let me redo. Selected T or highlighted T, click, shows that that is created a tangent. Okay, now we're also going to be using the trim option to remove any unwanted sections right there. That's it. And then we are also going to be modifying this dimension from here to here. We're going to be putting what will be the length right there. So the length from here to here is 82. Is 82. Now let me double click again and enter my perfect distance, which is 82. If you're happy, like I am, I'll click done. And then I'll extrude this component. It is in the right direction, and I want to know to what depth am I going to be extruding. So this is 12 millimeters. I'm going to enter 12. See, you can zoom in, see if it has been created properly. I think I'm happy. I'll click done. The same component number 2 here, extrude number 2, I can mirror it about this plane to create another one right there. And I'm almost done. I'm going to be creating the holes. The holes are the ones that are left right now. So selecting the side and entering the sketch mode, entering sketch, making some references of this circle. Remember, these are going to be concentric circles, and close. So I'm going to be making a circle whose diameter is what? Whose diameter is what? I'm not visualizing. That's a diameter of 16. In other words, it is half of that. That's a diameter of 16, and I am going to be putting 16 right there. Once selected or drawn, we can click done so that we can extrude by cutting or by removing material. So we're going to select remove material, and we're going to be changing the direction. And what can we put for the direction? Let me see, to make a through hole, let me put 70, let me put 80, just make sure that it is, or let me just put 100. Make sure that this is a through hole. And I'm happy. So the first holes have been made. Now we're going to be making these holes in this part that are on the left. Okay, so we're going to be making some references again. So sketch, references, make this circle. You can make a number of circles here. Click OK. So select a number of circles as references. Next, going to be making concentric circles. By selecting the circles as references, in other words, I'm going to be reusing their centers. Alright, we also need to put another reference for this. And alright, no problem. Now we can drill this hole, and then we'll create another hole here, and then we'll mirror it right there. No problem. We could have created all the 3 holes and just drill them concurrently, but no problem. Let's make this a diameter of 16. It's perfect right there. So let me drill. In other words, I'm going to be selecting OK, and then I'm just going to be making these holes. Like I said, I could have created the other one perfect, and we could have created all 3 holes at the same time. So it's adding material, we change, and also change the direction. I think it's through hole. That one is done, and then we can also create another hole here. Okay, let me try to see if I can mirror it. What will happen if I mirror it about this axis? Yes, automatically that will be done. So I am happy with component number 6. That's our component number 6 right there. That's it, and I don't think there's anything that we can actually introduce there in component number 5 and number 6 actually. But I just want to show you some other tools that are also very, very important in CAD, like the round tool, making some chamfers, rounding some edges, and putting color to a component. It's not like we are going to be sticking with the default gray color. Some other components in engineering, they require color. So I'm just going to be showing you that. That is not part and parcel of this diagram, but I'm going to be using this component to be able to illustrate these other tools that we have in CAD. So let's make a round of this edge here. So where is round? Round is a 3D tool that we find right there. So I'm going to be selecting round. Now I'm going to be selecting the edges as explained right here in the command window. So it's saying select the edges of that. So I am going to select this edge. So I've selected this edge. I'm also going to be selecting this edge. I'm going to be selecting a number of edges which I am going to round. And I'm going to be rounding this to a radius of 5. Yes, that's a perfect rounding of that edge right there. We can round our edges. In other words, by rounding, we are filleting our edges to make those sharp edges round and make them less dangerous to anybody who's going to be using this component. So a round tool is very, very important when you're dealing with edges or making of edges in engineering. Then we can also make a chamfer. Now a chamfer is just it's a slicing of the edge to remove the sharpness of that edge, but not using a fillet which is circular in nature. So we're just slicing linearly the edge, the sharp edge. So I'm going to be performing a chamfer or using the top edge right there. So that's the edge chamfer tool. I'm going to be selecting it, and I'm going to be clicking Control to select a number of edges. I'm going to be clicking Control to select a number of edges which we want to chamfer. And since this is a slanting side, it is defined by D and D. So D and D, that means that the slicing is done in a symmetric manner. In other words, in the same distance, D and D. So you can also select, if you want this chamfer to be defined by an angle, if you want this chamfer, if this chamfer is having different sloping sides, but in this case I'm just going to be making them the same thing, D and D, and I'm going to be leaving it as 5. The chamfering angle there, or just 45 in this case. So I've chamfered the upper edge. That's how you can create a chamfer. Yes, we can also add color to our component. We can also add some color to our component. I'm going to be selecting this space, and let me just try to put some color. Let me highlight this. Yeah, I think that's a good color for this component. Let me also select this surface, put a different color. Let me select this one. Yep, I think that's a good color. You can even select the different edges using the control button. I can select as many edges as I want, or faces or surfaces, as many surfaces as I want. And then I'll select the color that I want. Can be a little bit tricky in selecting the surfaces, but eventually you need to select them. Okay, I think I've selected a number of faces here. Let me change that. Yes, it's a component. You can also select these edges. You can put a different color to that, but that's color. What I just wanted to show you in this case is that we can allocate different colors to different surfaces or to different faces of our components using that option. Alright, I think this video has been going on for quite a very long time. I think I'll just end it right here. I'll see you in the next tutorial where we're going to be introducing even more concepts and drawing even more complex diagrams. Alright, so see you there.